что-то смогут противопоставить против гирокоптера Титана Рубика, поэтому, я думаю, будет только хуже. И, ты знаешь, вся серия, опа, здесь отлично попадает торрентом, но недостаточно дэмэджа.
Да, Fairy Fire, там еще и салва будет, если что, Ори здоровье восполнит. Вот из интересного тоже поставили себе опс за Т1 вышку Вичи Гейминг. На верхней линии убили курьера, только что лечу.
У Эмо проблемы так-то.
Эмо под себя дает торрент. Fairy Fire, хватает ли ХП?
Не-не, 4 стрелки. Да, 4 стрелки, это вообще провал. Хускару, First Blood, соло на соло, ты отдавать явно не планировал. А у Хуська все нормально, у него 17 хп регена за счет пассивки. Пока Кунка вернется, он себе уже отрегенит достаточное количество здоровья. Сейчас можно приносить себе уже какой-то пояс на силу.
А если еще и на крипстат посмотреть, вообще плохо становится сразу.
Конечно. Тут третий раз подряд, вполне ожидаемо, Кунку свою линию
Флай-флай под ударом
проигрывает. И вот да, верхняя линия тоже начинает давать свои плоды. Пока что у нас все выглядит так, что одна из команд давит на стадии лейнинга настолько сильно, что потом возвращаться в игру очень
еще одна атака на Абадона, несколько оглушений от Шейкера и от Кентаврика GT, и погибает Янг. Таки добились своего на этой линии, но, безусловно, вот две линии остальные пока проходят под диктовку Вичи Гейминг.
Да и для Янга, ты знаешь, это невелика потеря. Он оффлейнер, он привык к таким ситуациям.
Посмотри, он еще и крипов неплохо добивает.
Конечно, он там
добил.
Хорошо пофармил, он купил себе ботинок прямо перед смертью, из того, что я успел заметить. Он вернется сейчас на этот лайн, забирать его повторно будет очень-очень проблематично. Скорее всего, доживет до 6-го и будет из этой линии стараться вынести максимум. Морфа 6-3 всего лишь против 16-10, соответственно, у Эуруса на гирокоптере.
Да, пока своего добивает Вичи Гейминг по всем направлениям. Кунка пошел фармить лес, там, по-моему, еще водом ошибся на большом лагере, который на треугольнике находится. Ну и крипы даже, которые вы сейчас видите у Кунки, вот эти 19, это не совсем актуальная будет информация по нетворсу, потому что
маленькие
там
големчики.
просадка будет серьезная. Да, вот мы смотрим, вроде у него 19 крипов, он там нормально фармит, кажется, но это нейтральные крипы, 1300 он только имеет нетворса. Олис загоняли сверху, Флай-флай отбивается, Олис бегает за вышку.
Так нет смысла даже Лича добивать в такой ситуации, как-то там рисковать. Нападение на Янга.
Будет бодиблок небольшой, да и без этого нормально справляются. Янга еще раз убили. ТП еще не остановилась у него. Ори убирает Эмо. На пару с Диваем. Он тоже подтянулся в центр. И Дивай, естественно, живет.
3 баунти у нас, да? Или нет, 2?
2-2 поделили. Внизу обе контролят IG, сверху обе нам Вичи Гейминг. Возвращается Кунка в центр. Ничего, конечно, хорошего ему это не сулит. Тиммейт Ори заряжен. Если ему немножечко будет бац, сразу будет наказан. Тяжелая, очень тяжелая игра для Эмо, и вот Кунки сегодня реально страдают.
Так, а как не ошибаться? Ты вроде видишь вот этого Хускара с ПТшкой и 2 брейсерами, ты запрашиваешь помощь на центральную линию, там смещается вроде КК, но тут нужно 6-й хотя бы Эмо, чтобы это имело какой-то смысл, а здесь уже на подстраховку прилетает.
Там
у нас
и Рубик заходит с тыла, и Титан прилетел, то есть 2 саппорта Вичи стягиваются под центральную, они провардили основной лес противника, контролят ту область, хотят сыграть по центр. Еще раз, видимо, убить Эмо. Здесь КК был замечен.
Ну не пошли, могли напасть на КК при желании.
Просто, да. КК не видел, кстати, Рубика. Рубик остался незамеченным в ситуации. Но я думаю, что должны IG ожидать Рубик где-то около центральной линии. КК тянется под топ. Здесь гирокоптер пока остался один без поддержки, но тут еще напади на него так хорошо, качественно.
Очень мало здоровья у Флай-флая, даже...
Yang, sure, you're left on an island, but you can kind of expect the Abaddon to die, and he doesn't really impact much.
He got out of position, stayed a little bit too far forward. The 2 supports rotating over, should catch him out, and he's going to be slowed down. He has to run north here. The supports are coming in, so maybe he could somehow loop back to them if he could only juke. Whoa, the Stomp coming in, doing a lot of damage. It looks like Ori's going to die. With Ori here, they might be able to kill Fly-fly as well until the boat actually comes in. Ori taking so much damage, so much physical damage, they may just be able to overwhelm him. In fact, they do. A 3-man stomp from DY will help him and PW get back, except for the Fire Spears woke up Emo, so he's doing a little dance, a little jig, because all of a sudden, he's back, baby! He just finds a Torrent kill and a PYW as well.
Kaka Dota ran the only path there was no real vision through that top river, as you said. Gyrocopter getting caught off guard. Shrine just coming active too. You asked for a way back into this for IG. That was it. They get so many kills and now the full recovery. That is unbelievable. And yeah, you can see there's just a great rotation from Kaka. The block, if that doesn't land, there's going to be enough time for the supports of Vici to be there to save, but it forces Juris to run all the way towards top, which kind of sets up for the follow-up kills as well, because now the supports have to go all the way into no man's land. Really nice TP as well from Emo. He got level 6, and immediately he comes straight towards mid with the 2-man torrent boat combo. Or a little over-aggressive there. His death was very valuable to the team of IG. If he just stands middle as an example, he's probably going to get that tier 1 to half HP.
Right.
Instead, pays with his life.
Once again, you notice like PYW is the Rubik stuck around when the ET got X'd. That Vici Gaming, man, I think they're the tier 1 team that suffers from save a friend syndrome the most. Right? They just always, like, that fight, I'm looking at it, I'm just like, well, that's over. PYW, he sticks around thinking, maybe I can kill somebody or something.
We only really notice it when it leads to that exit bonus kill, right? When it saves an ally, it's less so, because, oh, you know, oh, he gets away, cool. But a lot of times, Vici do receive benefit from that play style.
It's definitely one of those risk rewards where it's pretty even. Half the time, they're saving somebody in a really clutch play.
Yang bottom in some trouble. Oh, nice block again by Kaka.
Oh, he turns around, threatens the silence as well with DY coming in. That would have been a disaster for IG, so it's good they back up. But Ori at old Ori, he's coming over. Had a kill on JT. You said this is going to be one of the important heroes for IG. They needed to have a good game in a rotation like this. Certainly going to shut that down. But first, he's going to get a kill onto DY before he potentially goes down here. Centaur coming over.
Yeah, it's really important that they land that kill on JT there. If he escapes, that's a ton of wasted time for Ori. I would have liked to see him take out mid-tower before he got so heavily aggressive, but at least you take out the key hero on the enemy side, the one having the best game. Now you're going to just continue to farm. Armlet pick up will be huge timing. Oh, Fly.
Oh, Fly got a little bit low there, but more stuff to strike. Ori's coming in. He's going to be able to go for the support, but the knockback there of a full morphed up strength Morphling knocks him backwards, but not good enough. Looks like Emo, he's going to be dying here to the fire spears, and they're going to turn around with the impetus damage doing so much. Ori close the distance, so hits the disarm as well. JT needs 2 more shots in to be able to finish him off, and does manage to get it, but he might die in return. One hit from Eurus isn't quite enough as the heal just barely offsets the burning spear damage.
That was actually so sick from Emo there to turn back into the rocket. If he if he dies before the rocket lands, it's just going to swap targets onto one of his allies. That could have been the difference maker in that engagement. Instead, he accepts death, and then they manage to kill Ori as well. Another big death. Like, if he's making this play, if he takes mid-tower before these rotations, he has an armlet in that fight. He's not going to die, but now they've grabbed 2 kills on him. Sure, you're still in smooth sailing for Vici. You've got your Huskar way ahead of the game, but it's not at a point where it's so significant that you can just start marching down lanes with your Abaddon in tow, killing all these tier 1s. You have hope now as IG. You can turn some of this around.
Oh, just lead off with an Echo Slam. An Invis rune for Kaka. Finds a second kill. An easy one on DY. That you can ride off, but a kill on Eurus.
He has Arcanes, and I like the choice. Whenever you're ahead as a 4-position Earthshaker, you want to ensure that by the time you have Blink, you've got maxed out Aftershock, because it ensures that your combo is going to do that max damage. You already have Arcane's Windlace. There it is. Maxed out E. And as soon as he has Blink, he's going to be he can straight up win fights by himself.
It's the best farming build as well for an Earthshaker when it comes to hitting neutrals and such. All that space where IG was clumped up as 4 at top lane did lead to a lot of damage at bottom, but not enough to take the tower.
Almas Doris plants himself middle. Get your armlet. You can see Eurus. Why he's rushing for the maelstrom here? Typically when you get the shreds, you see drums to compensate for the lack of move speed buff. And in addition, just the sass to let you play really aggressive early on. But the maelstrom rush combined with how aggressive they played is a little discombobulated. Yang though, he is here to go through that fly.
They made a beeline.
Why forced the lane for him over. Oh, Bo coming in. Ori, he much decided this is going to throw every single spell they had to make sure Huskar stays in the grave and doesn't heal back up. 7-11, 12 minutes in. JT uses that space to be able to take the bottom tower as they trade out top as well.
And there again, you can see the dangers of playing too aggressive early on, because once you're punished, like, how many of these deaths are effectively just because Ori doesn't have his armlet yet?
Yeah.
If you're going to go for all this build-up early on, the treads, double bracer, it's a lane dominator and it's damage increase so that you can kill these structures, get the armlet up, and now you're incredibly strong. But without it, that was just a quick Kunkka combo into a Lich TP. Like, there wasn't anything special about that move from IG, but they once again take out the win condition of Vici Gaming.
Sometimes, you know, you want to help out your team, but the best way to help them is just keep farming and hit the biggest power spike you can. Ori is still top net worth, though. After all of that, JT second in net worth. That's because he's been doing what we're talking about and just kind of like sitting in a lane, continuing to farm. He's now level 10 with the big magic resistance buff up. And he's also going to be going for a Hooded Defiance because he knows between the Huskar and the Gyrocopter, there's a lot he's going to have to contend with.
15 damage onto Ori. He's going for the aggro build, and Eurus, he's doing just fine. I'll have max flak soon, but you got to be concerned. Kaka has demonstrated his shaker is not something to fool with. There's the armlet finally finished for Ori, but you've got your gyro going for this farming build, and still all of these tier 1s up, the critical ones at least. Yeah, you've taken the one up top as but it's the mid tower you've got to go for. If Kaka gets a blink before that goes down, Vici's going to be hard pressed to find space there. And it is a morph in a game against Gyrocopter. We've seen this matchup play out in the past. You're certainly just fine as Morphling.
Yang,
what's happening?
He is determined to push Fly back here. And it looks like Fly is going to be forced away. Yang will finally be able to win superiority for this tower, but JT, telekinesis pulled back in, Fisher stolen to finish him off. That is a kill streak going to Ori.
Perhaps we should have brought that up as well. You know, it's not something we see too often anymore, but Rubik versus Shaker, at some point, to quote my brother, you're going to get Fisher. And Fisher's pretty good spell, especially now with the changes. Rubik having bonus stun duration time on an instant cast Fisher. It's pretty ridiculous. Only level 2, of course, but still. As the Maelstrom on Gyro, he'll start to accelerate soon. Kaka, he'll have that blink in just 100 gold. A nice winner's heart for Eurus just to get a little more early stat, and BKB will be his next choice. Not surprised there. Their draft is composed to try and win this game around the 20 to 25 minute mark. Maybe you're not going high ground, but you're carving yourself out one of those game-winning advantages that allows you to Roche, walk towards the tier 2s, and with luck, trap IG in base, much like they did to you in that game too. You know?
UIW. Tried to get the telekinesis and chain stun into preventing the X marks the spot.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's something that he did in the first game as well. Obviously, they got crushed, but he obviously knows what he's doing in the sense that you time your boat against these silence heroes, stun heroes, so that it lands perfectly with just the natural pullback. So it's impossible for the enemy hero to disrupt your combo, because if they use it early, well, you just don't boat first, you torrent, and then boat on top, and you just X them back, no problem.
Yang's here because it is a catapult push, and while it's really important for Vici Gaming to take the IG mid tower, Vici Gaming want to make sure they protect their own mid as well.
And you can see the timing they're looking for. Already with the Vlads, pipe next item, Ori going armlet into halberd, Maelstrom, BKB on the gyro. Once they all grab those second items, their lineup just gets so formidable. Their team fight absolutely insane, and this is dead Emo.
Yeah, Emo missed the torrent. Don't think it would have mattered though.
Pupils get for the Morphling, that's great.
Oh, the Fisher block to the wrong side. That's unfortunate. If anything, Kaka could be in trouble as well, but fortunately he wasn't blocked off or anything like that.
Or he grabs a free kill on a roaming Lich.
Dog, give that Ironwood tree away to somebody.
Yeah.
You're not going to build it.
Oh, that's such a great item. I love that item.
He's had that for like a solid 8 minutes or so.
Yeah, even sell the bracer for it, right? It actually would be ideal because it lowers your own net worth and then provides more stats. And another benefit of the Huskar, of course, you immediately can kill Roshan.
Yeah, especially with in Abaddon, another big roach-taking hero.
Yep.
Here, just march down mid, right?
Yep, there's a few relationships we're looking at in this game. Specifically the Rubik versus Kaka. It's very important that Kaka continues to cover his Fisher with his W, and we want to see how the ET versus the Kunkka matchup plays out, because both heroes want a combo break, specifically the Elder Titan. And Ori is your problem. You need a halberd up ASAP on this Kunkka. And Morphling just trying to buy some time. There it is. M-Claw as well, one of the best items for a Kunkka.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. They have a really aggressive lane ward here that's going to be able to spot these heroes. Kaka actually blinking forward, does manage to hit the Fisher. Echo Slam into the the boat's still coming in as well. Eurus is not dead yet, but the Chain Frost is bouncing around a little bit. Yang is trying to help him out as much as possible, and I don't think Kaka has the damage anymore. Eurus, he's tanky enough. He survived through it all, and now they're going to be able to get the turnaround on not just the two supports.
Yep, really well done there by Yang and PYW. You can't, if you're playing this game, ideally Kaka wants to Fisher first, blink forward Echo, but wasn't applicable there. They steal the Fisher, immediately there's the follow-up stun, and then you've gotten a Abaddon just for the heal shield. It looks like there's going to be the damage, but it's just so much sustained. And now you just march down mid. As you say, it's not just easy to do Roche, but killing towers with Huskar Abaddon, that's a breeze.
Oh yeah, I love me an Abaddon or Centaur that like takes their safe lane that just runs at mid. Because you're eventually going to take it, no matter what. They do manage to get the pick off on PYW at bottom, while Fly farms top, giving up their tower in the process.
Yeah, because so as soon as he uses Blink there, this fight's pretty much lost, because the steal comes out just before the dunk. You've got to be able to blink dunk Fisher. Fisher blink dunk doesn't go down that way. Yang with a ton of sustain coming out. You're going to pick up both supports. It's a lot of space for the Morph, though. You know, you check out the net worth. From the laning phase, it did not seem as if the game would be in reach for IG, but still in spitting distance of the lead. Morphling with two excellent items to find in the jungle. The Pupil's Gift effectively turns into agility because of the bonus strength it provides, and not again. Oh.
Fisher was just enough. He's taking some damage in the fountain, but he should be fine. Hey, he's going to have Glimmer Cape too, thanks to that save from the Earthshaker. Yep. Top lad that he is.
Be careful.
Roll back for Yang. Yang. He still has his ultimate, so he will quickly heal up to full, and Ori feels like he's got the free space to be able to jump in. After all, he still has the Aegis. He's got a Heaven's Halberd as well.
That felt like it was just a poke. Yeah, there's no way you're trying to seriously initiate a team fight by starting with Abaddon as your target. But if you notice, it sucked Vici's heroes towards the mid lane, and IG were then the faster ones to rotate out, collect jungle camps, and now they're going to split both outposts and runes. Under the circumstances, I think you're happy with that.
Yeah, I can dig it. BKB coming up real quick for Eurus with the Vampire Fangs in the back pocket as well. He can, if he gets an Aghanim Scepter, he'll actually have some, I think this Gyrocopter will scale better than most other Gyro games because he's against Morphling and Enchantress, both of which do suffer to kind of that Maelstrom Ags build. And just the sustain aspect.
And the way this draft wants to play is to just go full. You don't want to allow IG to play in the back lines with their Morph. And again, Ollie, man, even with that Glimmer, I think he's just going to die to Ori. Maybe stop. Yeah.
He mega did.
But the third or fourth time he's just found a roaming Huskar.
Okay, more finished strength. That is going to put you at 2,300 HP.
And he maintains that after he steals something else.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. Won't be able to get many auto attacks off, but certainly harder to take down. And now the entire lineup of Vici Gaming finds themselves above 1,300 HP, with the exception of DY, who just has no stat items yet. Ench with the pipe fully completed. Be nice. You kind of need one for the AoE plus magic resist against an ET.
Right.
There's just so much magical DPS that can come out if all of your armor is removed. There's the pipe for Yang, so that'll even out that disparity. And Kaka with the blink along with Flyfight. They've got the E-Blade up in a moment. I like that choice on the Morph. It's not a game to go for anything really slow like a Linken's, and this allows them to perhaps find enough magical burst to take out Gyra, to take out Huskar before they get that BKB off. You just got to be so careful, because when you have two BKB cores on Abaddon, it's like you can never guarantee a proper 100-0 initiation. cleanse right into spell immunity, and you've got problems just like we do as Eurus throws out a pause.
Joined by Yang. We'll see some drawings on the field. Looks like they want to go and just run at some heroes because they have a limited amount of time to use that Aegis they picked up not so long ago. And after all, they've got their BKB. This is a really big power spike. I think you just take tier. I think you just go for all 3 towers eventually, right?
Yeah. Well, it's incredibly limited considering the Huskar is actually currently under the effects of Aegis regeneration.
Oh,
that timing is lost. However,
well, you saw the BKB time.
Exactly. That's the one that really mattered. The Aegis is really just a tool to ensure you collect map control to get time for the BKBs. Now you go smoke and look for an engagement.
Oh, picking up a haster, and that's a good way to be able to start a fight, but now he needs his stuns to actually get there as well. They're going to find Emo. Emo's a great kill as long as they have a stun to stop his teleport, which they do.
And now straight on to the tower.
They have not been able to build up that much. They've been controlling the game really well, but the net worth lead is not that much in their favor, so collecting all these tower kills will finally...
That's one of my favorite moves. It's something Old Liquid and the current Crow stack of Enigma still do, which is the 4-1 smoke. You show your strongest hero in lane. It lulls the enemy side into a full sense of security, and then all of a sudden one of their cores is caught. And you collect bonus objectives. Huskar take bottom tower and now has the wave pushed in. You take tier 2 mid. Effectively, because you show the Huskar, you find the kill and they're going to claim 2 extra towers. It's a really cool maneuver. You don't see many of the like tier 2, tier 3s do it because it feels risky, right? You're trying to take a team fight without Huskar. It's suicide, but
it's also like the enemy team, in order to punish it, they would have to call a bluff, right?
Yeah.
They would have to willingly go and gank a Huskar, as you said, the strongest hero that they have on their team.
With a BKB.
They just hope that they don't have, like, they're not smoked behind, they're not currently sitting in that triangle area around him or something like that. Like, it takes some serious cojones to just blind call they are smoked and not near that Huskar.
It's especially difficult because it's, like, of all heroes, it's a Huskar, right? And throughout this game, it's just so much easier to play this mid game for Vici because if Yang isn't showing, how do you initiate on a core? If it's the gyro that gets jumped, he just pops the BKB in a second. And if it's the Huskar, I mean, he's going to have a, what is that, Satanic en route? He's just a Morbid Mask away from it. They do pick up the kill on PYW, but will you get more?
Well, might just be able to get this tower, but the slows are down. If they're going to try and get the telekinesis, well, it's still agility for him, but the TB doesn't finish in time, but the Fade Bolt gets there to bring Fly down.
Oh, and they steal the Frost Arm. Are you kidding me?
Ooh, that.
With a Huskar on your team?
Yeah.
Do you just push is the question. I think you can wait. You're just 500 gold away from Satanic.
Yeah.
And I actually don't know how you kill Ori any longer. Again, it's because of Yang. If it's just a naked Huskar, he probably has to buy a BKB here, but because you've got the Abaddon behind you, you have the luxury of just going for all these plus stat items. The kill window for IG, it's just so small, and if you blow everything, we've talked about this in the past, these heroes like Slark, PL, Alchemist of the past, Huskar now, they're so strong because you have to kill them to force them off your base, but you need to commit so much that if they don't die, you just get wiped.
Emo? That's get out of here. You're not killing anybody, my friend.
Please TP. Oh, here's no TP.
That's no TP. I think his TP got canceled. Well, that's a sad life.
Oh, love that. Don't tip, drop the G's. That's one thing I wish Dota had copied over from Heroes of Newerth was the ability to smack somebody down.
Oh, you could smack down.
Yeah, think of it as if you tipped someone and then killed them, you would actually like drop a dumpster on their corpse and the announcer would have a special voice line, including one by Samuel L. Jackson himself. Valve, I know a guy, we can get you in contact, just think about it.
You know a guy who knows a guy who knows Samuel L. Jackson? Fly. Trying to take top. And slam immediately onto PYW. They're going to try and blow him up before Yang can do anything, but they just didn't have enough because they're more strength from earlier.
Oh, no, he's got Fisher now.
And now he's stolen Fisher, and now Kaka's being slowed down by Yang. He's going to make sure he can't blink away long enough. able to get the silence up on Kaka, unless the chain's done and for him to be able to blink away. Ooh, he almost died on the Rubik. Again, the Spirit's stopping the blink just in time. He gets so close. Every single time the blink taker gets canceled just before he's able to
Oh,
away.
not again. Ollie. Not like this. Ollie. My boy.
just don't TP out anymore, Doc. That's a Huskar. Don't have a stun. What?
Careful, folks. Gotta stay Satanic. Be careful, though.
Yeah, they're gonna try and burst him now real quickly, and it's close, and they missed.
He uphill missed the Satanic attack and didn't stick.
No.
That would have almost certainly been enough to save him. The rest of his team was going to be close by.
I mean, first of all, what? Like, they could have just gotten out, right?
I mean, I don't mind it. You're trying to play strong. Again, he feels invincible, right? He's got a Satanic. He just didn't stick. If he sticks after Satanic, I think he lives. But again, you don't expect to uphill miss.
Scrappers, pull up the Huskar deaths for me real quick. I need to know. 4 deaths. Well, he shouldn't be feeling invincible in this game. He's definitely overstepped himself too many times.
Nice smoke. Maybe you force a buyback if you find heroes here. And look at this. JT just playing the front lines. He's so tanky thanks to the build. A pupil's a long. You gotta target him. And I love the wolf creep behind him as well. This morph's going to hit so hard.
Fortunately, they do have the Heaven Halberd builds to deal with this Enchantress. I'm not sure if Yang has completed his, but I know he was going it alongside the Huskar. Yeah, he doesn't have it just yet. Starts to try and swing. They take a peek inside the Roshan pit. Nothing to see there. Now the Huskar's back up, so IG may not feel so confident in trying to push into Vici Gaming anymore.
This game is getting spookier for Vici Gaming. They've got a 6K lead, but it doesn't feel nearly as good as the 1K lead they had about 5 minutes ago. Because the IG lineup has come online. The Ench Morph are starting to be real threats. And that Kunkka, thanks to the bonus Titan Sliver plus Imp Claw, he is a real boy. And even though his net worth says just 11K, thanks to those items, it's much closer to the Huskar than you'd expect. Manta now on the Morph, about to be completed. Very nice item here. And oh, my favorite. A repair kit.
A repair kit when all you're trying to do is just draw out the game some more?
Why not?
That's, I mean, their high ground defense is already really strong. They're going to try and make the Fissure into telekinesis initiation. They're going to be able to burst it down. That Storm Fissure plus the increase on stun duration from Arcane Supremacy is ruining Fly's life right now.
And that's the downside. I mean, Kaka is one of the best Earth Shakers in Dota, but eventually you're going to give away Fissure. You just can't not, especially when you're playing against Aetherlens Rubik. And it's an instant stun. How long does that even last when it's stolen? That was like the just tail end of it. He had 5 seconds left on the steal duration. Really nice timing for the movement. And what do you know, Roshan up as well. Time to get things going.
They're getting all the lifesteal items, by the way. Paladin Sword, insanely good for both these heroes. I personally thought it was a little bit better on Huskar, but maybe because
he's got Aegis. Yeah, and it also means that now Gyro, even while stunned, will be able to lifesteal. Yeah, thanks to the Ags and Telescope. Now, if you needed an even further, you want to make this game any easier for Rubik, if that were possible. And now you've got past range.
I mean, you've got 2 cores that are ranged as well, so super sick for them.
Don't want to overstate the importance of the neutral items. Of course, both teams always going to be able to utilize the 3 they get per tier. It's just that I still feel like these heroes like Huskar, Gyro, like the reason you see games ending around this time is because all of a sudden you're not 3 or 4 slotted on. You're 6, especially when you have an Aegis in tow. And I would not be surprised to see Vici just group up, look to jam themselves down the throat of IG.
Gotcha. Wait, dude, is this worth it? What's to be gained here? You're frustrating,
Bait, uh-oh.
Yo, I swear to God, if he gets caught because of this,
Oh, if the spirit had gone straight down. And, like, they're already with a creep wave at the tower. That would have been an immediate buyback forced. And love this. Satanic as well onto Eurus. Just continue. You look at all the stuns you're playing against, right? The gaze, the Kunkka spells, the shaker combo. Just max out the status resist.
Yeah, a bunch of stuns and a bunch of burst damage.
Yeah,
Satanic gives you the answer to both.
Oh my God.
Telekinesis, long range. Pull it back in. You stole his Fisher too. Kaka. I'm gonna have to have a word with you about these Fisher steals. Some of them are acceptable, but there's just been one too many, and now Vici Gaming have a big advantage, pushing a high ground with Yang, leading the way. Doomsdasher initiation on a fly. Does manage to get away from him away though, but Ollie may not be so lucky. The fire spears rain down on him. Vici Gaming, Ori on the front lines is in a little bit of trouble. Pops Satanic and will be able to keep his Aegis alive. He's going to keep on fighting too. Goes for JT, double disarms him. First with the Heaven's Halberd, then with the Q pop, disarmed again by Yang. He's just sitting here doing nothing. JT, he's waiting for his time to be able to put in some damage. Finally, he's got an opportunity, but he gets he's disarmed again.
Love it. They're just controlling the damage flow. The burst, I think he got the waveform off just before the Fisher lander. That would have been an immediate kill on the Morphling. You've got to respect the reach of Vici Gaming, plus this ET aura, man. All the magic armor just disappearing.
Popped. All right. No Satanic and an Aegis down. Can they do something? Here they lead off at the Torrent, trying to get some damage from the Impetus. They'll be able to keep him in place with the X and Echo Slam. Coming in on yours, but that Satanic allowed him to be able to get off that status resistance, easily popping the BKB and healing up real quickly. But Ori forced to eat the cheat. Another consumable down, and the tier 3 is still up. IG, they will hold for now. Back away. You've got, look at the gold they've got saved up on their course. Nearly an AC on Ori, 2,000 on the Elder Titan, but it's more the auras. Like, you combine Elder Titan with these minus armor auras, it gets real scary real fast. Yep.
And you've just got to respect the reach of Vici Gaming. They're going to have the vision advantage thanks to the ET and the offensive, like just the pure aggression their course can play with, and all of it's just shrine up, and immediately they're smoking back across the field. They know there's no Kaka, and there's heroes showing in lane. Without BKBs, anybody that gets jumped here is going to go down.
Yeah, TD
Rubik's still
plus Satanic. This is a huge difference in a team fight.
And keep in mind, it's a Rubik Fisher as well, so it's more like 2.7 seconds, so the 1.75.
Morphling gets his level 20. I'm not sure if that really changes a whole lot for him because he wants to play more of the back lines. It's hard to fully commit into this Vici Gaming squad. And all JT, man, he's trying to build it into an MKB right now because everyone's got some sort of evasion. You know, eventually Gyrocopter's going to build into a butterfly too, so he needs that answer to the evasion, but what does he do about the disarms?
And there's just not a single hero on the side of IG have any like real plus armor items or auras. So
easily off onto the Morphling. He's already on the half health. He's bursted. Punch back into Vici Gaming's backline and taken down. 70 seconds.
I want to reiterate, there are no plus armor items. I don't care if you see a Morphling with 33 armor. As soon as he's in range of DY, he's taking pure damage from physical attacks.
They're waiting for this team to overextend, then they can buy back on the Morphling, but Vici Gaming just aren't doing anything, so finally Fly feels like he's been forced to go for it. The Fisher lead off on Ori. Not really blocking his way, though. He'll still retreat.
I take that back. He'll take more than pure damage, Cap, because there's now an Assault Curats on the board for Vici Gaming.
Okay.
And you actually need to kill this Elder Titan, but he's playing so far back with the Craggy Coat, with the Glimmer Cape. It's much easier said than done. This whole game is effectively now on Kaka and Fly. They need to find some sort of window to get, they need a pincer. X one of the cores, distract them with a boat combo, and then boom. Kill off both supports. It's just easier said than done because the luxury of these two guys, like PYW's got the dream Rubik game, Aether Lens, Telescope, like the cast range out of this world. It's just so difficult. He has 2,500 HP as well, forgot to mention, because he still has all that bonus strength thanks to the Morph Steal from earlier in the game. So you've near immortal supports that must die if you're going to have a realistic chance of killing off the cores. And even if you do that, they're still Yang.
Yeah, I love the fact that you referenced DY and how he's playing so far back. I mean, most Elder Titans, they think to themselves, oh, I got to kind of get up there. But when he's got this Huskar, when he's got a band to front line, a Gyrocopters who gets pretty tanky as well, he's really showcasing how to change your game as ET and just how to play like super far back at all times. You don't have to do anything else.
He came up and just made sure that he was there as the Morph was getting attacked, because again, it's a minus 33 armor presence, and it's really all you've got to do. Expect to see them maybe wait for this third Roche. It'll be spawning anywhere from 3 to 6, or rather 4 to 7 minutes from now. Actually, sorry, 1 to 4 minutes, so much less time than I thought. So you've got a pretty big window here. Just relax. Yeah, and just go grab it. It'll be third Roche. You saw the cheese path after the Aegis respawn from the Huskar was necessary to get him out of Ori out safely. So maybe wait for the BKB too. I like that decision, because then even if Ori dies with the spell immunity, like, look at IG's heroes. There's absolutely nothing that goes through the immunity.
Okay, so we finally have an answer to the pure damage problem you were talking about for Fly. He finishes up his BKB. So now, during that timing, when he goes in, when he fights, he's going to be able to deal with that severe amount of minus armor, but they may not get an opportunity to do much here as the telekinesis pullback against the Earth Splitter does manage to nail him. They get the boat out, though, and Emo might be able to stand and fight as the rest of the team joins him here, trying to pop out that Huskar, but he's just a tad too tanky. Fly wasn't able to do nearly enough damage.
It's just too hard to take these heroes out. They're too tanky, and the team fight, like, if you're going for order, but Yang is standing there, uncontested, just spamming shield and heal.
Fisher on it too, torrent forward. Yang will single-handedly take this melee barracks to get a bunch of flat cannon shots. Does a lot.
Glimmer.
But in the end, Vici Gaming are able to get out with all of their heroes. And they could just go for the Roshan. I mean, things were just bad when they were sieging without Aegis cheese plus whatever third item they're going to get here. It's going to get a whole lot worse. I almost feel like IG had to contest this Roshan when it comes.
I do.
30 seconds.
Yeah, I love the Glimmer Cape. It's such a good item. There's very little that can actually counter the range damage of like Enchantress Morphling, but if you Glimmer, you'll just disjoint all those projectiles. And because they're playing from so far back, it's difficult for anyone on IG to ensure there's sufficient counter vision to actually be deep enough place to provide vision of the heroes like 1,000, 1,500 units away. I like the smoke move from IG to your point. They know they've got to contest the Roche. They've got the BKB on Morph. They just need some sort of initiation surprise.
Oh, but Yang, he's just always putting himself between the rest of his team and where he thinks the enemy is going to come through, and they even scan successfully onto IG. I mean, if you don't get a wraparound like that, then your initiation, we saw the last time Earthshaker tried to jump in onto Eurus and got immediately telekinesis. It's going to be a refresher shot, which I don't even know if that's it's better for Vici Gaming or not, but double BKB, double Satanic, nothing to You've only got one lane of barracks left.
Yeah, you just all in for it. You just wait for the BKB on Huskar, I imagine. He's so close.
Yeah.
You know, sell a bracer and have enough to pick it up.
Got plenty of time left for that Aegis, so no need to rush things here.
As the MKB on the Enchantress.
Okay.
No butterflies to deal with, but the halberds are actually becoming such a problem. Another thing you're having struggles with as IG is, sure, you've got damage to perhaps match Vici, but you're against two halberds with no BKBs. So whenever somebody gets threatened, again, you can only really go for one guy at a time. So yeah, you go for Huskar, Yang can just do that and disarm somebody, and Enchantress has no real recourse other than to stand and watch for a while. And because Vici's lineup has so much sustain with Nabat and double Satanic, if you don't kill someone immediately, they're going to be full HP when you blink.
Passes off the Paladin Sword, doesn't need it any longer because he has the Satanic, instead takes up the Illusionist Cape. A Scythe almost up for PYW, that's just kind of gross. That he's almost got that already. Havoc Hammer for IG. Is there anybody who really likes that item? I guess Kunkka.
Okay. Meteor Hammer didn't work out. Maybe still be able to wreak havoc with this one.
Well, we'll see. Ori, he's just tanking through those impetus shots. With an MKB, it just doesn't seem to matter. He can't do enough damage to threaten this Huskar. They're going to have to commit a little bit more. It's going to go with the boat, but the disarm already played once. Enchantress has to wait things out for a little bit longer. The boat, not enough, and that boat buff is going to run out if IG don't commit, too. Chain Frost is going to be bouncing around a little bit. They do get the fly cannon shots onto a lot of these heroes, but it just doesn't seem to do anything. They're also tanky. The Enchantress already being dead. Look at them just standing under this Chain Frost. They don't give a damn about what IG has to throw at them. Earth Splitter up. That's going to catch Emo and finish him off. Pull Fly back in as well, and they just going to call it. That's it. IG, they put up a good run against VG Gaming, but in the end, they're older brothers to the Chinese see forward.
I mean, after the lanes went so well, it was VG's game to lose. They controlled the map, they took towers early, but it just comes down to tankiness, right? It's win a fight, IG just had to outplay. All VG have to do is sit there, bait resources from the enemy. When you step up, like Huskar's taking 50% less damage, he already has 4,500 HP, a billion armor, and evasion. It's just such a tough game to win. Love that last pick, and that's the danger of second pick in this patch, right? Didn't work out for Enigma. Great hit for Vici. They're going to move on in the winner bracket, already securing top 6 for the second consecutive major.
Very impressive, but Kyle, I need to quickly ask you, do you think that these two teams that are in the upper bracket, still, we've got EG
Not this time.
Double damage.
Radiant structures are fortified.
That should help. For the twins. Invisibility.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
A mysterious force.
I'm afraid Radiant's middle tower is under siege. This won't be pretty. They've reached Dire's top tower. It looks like they're going after Dire's middle tower.
Denied.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The Earth thanks you.
The good news is that Radiant structures will be much harder to damage now.
Tribute to my house. Ah, good for my cup. The stillness of my heart.
It looks like they're going after Dire's middle tower. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I'll take that. Shivved.
It looks like they're going after Dire's middle tower. This won't be pretty. They've reached Dire's top tower. Dire's top tower is under attack. I'm afraid Radiant's middle tower is under siege. This won't be pretty. They've reached Dire's top tower. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. This won't be pretty. They've reached Dire's top tower. Dire's top tower has fallen.
A barrel of blood!
I'm afraid Radiant's middle tower is under siege.
Illusion.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. It's just in. Radiant slays Roshan. Details unnecessary.
Yes. Tribute to my house.
This won't be pretty. They've reached Dire's top tower.
You're bound.
Swiftly to the
Dire's
temple
top
defense.
tower is under attack.
Gold for my top. The dust return.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is simply no more.
My life squandered.
You'll never know the mysteries.
Double kill.
Death was a secret I could not.
Dire's bottom tower is under siege. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Have another.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Slap.
Dire's bottom tower is under siege.
Double kill.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom drop.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. It will be harder to take down Dire's structures now that they are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under siege. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
A gift from the tempest of battle. Here's fear in your eyes. No! Was wrong. Can't hold your liquor. A barrel of blood!
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Blessings.
It looks like they're going after Dire's middle tower. This won't be pretty. They've reached Dire's top tower.
Have another. Cease. Bottom drop. Monster kill.
Around you, but it hides from
Dire's top tower is under attack. And Dire's top tower falls right in front of us. This won't be pretty. They've reached Dire's top tower. Dire's top tower has fallen. So they're attacking Dire's top barracks, are they? Dire's top barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire team ban.
Losing to Liquid, losing to EG. I think losing to EG, you don't want to get too hung up about. EG's obviously very, very good at the moment, so that series is kind of whatever. So you look at the other one, they took a game off Liquid. So I think if anything, there's something good to go by. You look at sort of the stuff they're picking, they're keeping it sort of meta, pretty sensible. They've got a great Slark player, and hey, Slark's pretty hot at the moment. So there's a lot of reasons to sort of say in this matchup, going from what we've seen, I've got a pretty sensible approach to the meta, and it's looking pretty good.
Well, you heard it
from OD. Let's actually take a listen to what Payne had to say.
Enchantress.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So instantly you're going to hear some of the stuff that's going on in a region. They've obviously played against each other a whole bunch. They know each other on a personal level, and that's going to have its effects on the draft. Two teams that definitely know each other very well. And let's take a look at what's going on. It's already underway. Anything you're really looking for early here, Fogged?
I mean, Lich. Lich is definitely going to get picked up early. Best lane secure in the game. It's either your Lich or your Disruptors, and both are in the pool. So we're probably going to see the two best 5 positions being picked up, one for each side.
And look at this, an Enchantress first pick, right? We're talking about like only NAs picking it. Obviously, if you play NA pubs, you'll know, yeah, SA, they love it. SA and NA pretty much are the same pubs, so you're going to see the same meta. And you got a PL, I mean, you've got HFN. Like this man, he might just hit 1,000 GPM this game and knock him right out, right? You never know.
Yeah, I think we've talked a lot about PL and all the reasons that we are seeing it so much. I feel like we haven't really dived into Ench nearly as much. Grant, what is it about Ench that we're starting to see it way more?
I think her in lane, right, it feels like it's a laning, I don't want to say a laning meta, but it feels like the laning phase is super, super important. Enchantress now at level 1 with that 8%, the impetus, you do so much harass, your right click. Not only that, you can dispel, right? These embers can't lane against you, stuff like that, and it's extremely hard to go against.
Now, obviously, we have plenty to talk about in the draft, but I do want to just give a quick little breakdown of everything BEASTCOAST has been able to do at this point. Obviously, best of ones here. One of these teams will be eliminated from the tournament. This is the first elimination matchup that we are going to have. And Owen, I think we should break it down because they've had a pretty good run already.
Yeah, I mean, they had a tough group run.
The hardest group.
They had the group with Secret and Vici Gaming. They had to play both of them with the path that they took. But had a great series against Chaos, and they were doing stuff that was a little bit different. They were picking like the Abacaris and stuff, so that's why for me it's a little bit of a surprise to see BEASTCOAST to go this time around and say we are going to play PL, because that was something that they were sort of not really doing in the group. Yep. I think it's great because I think PL without a is the best carry at the moment, so I'm totally down with them picking it first up, but it's just interesting to see them take this approach, and also kind of relieving that it's not going to be something again like the second pick carry Abaddon, because that obviously didn't start to work out as well as it did for them against Chaos in the later series they had against the stronger team.
Question. Why didn't you guys call me dumb when I said HVAN?
I didn't want to call you out. I didn't want to call you out.
And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm a dumbass.
Wait, what did you say?
He said HFN when he said PL.
You said Hector was
No, I said HVAN.
Oh, my brain took it as Hector.
I don't want to call you out, bro.
Well, they are two of the best carries in it. They are probably the two best.
Yeah.
Maybe ever.
It would win in a
fight. If we think about it, yeah. Wait, what?
It would win in a fight.
Hector, I think.
He's scrappy.
And it's physical.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, I literally just I took it as Hector because I think they're both. I mean, HFN they're both very farmy. You know, they're very farm-esque players.
Yes.
So. But it's a very different opener than I think that we probably expected. Like Bloodseeker, sure, it's a hero that's kind of popular, but it's usually picked pretty much for the Slark. A lot of the times it's popular versus a couple other things, but yeah, definitely different.
Also for Payne, I believe they played as a 5 more than as an offlaner, and I'm curious if that. I mean, it's tough to open at 3 and your carry, so we'll see if they do switch it to a 5.
I think you're right. I think you're right for sure. Just these are the bans as well. I think good prioritization here from Payne, taking out the back riders and such. East Coast, you know, Les, who's been standing in for them, he has been a boss on the offlane. Even in the games he was losing, he kept up solidly in farm. I think you want to heavily target his pool. He's still got some good options to go by, but taking away like the Omnis and the bat, great start for Payne.
Especially if you do want to even try to run Enchantress as a core hero. If you do want to run Enchantress as a core hero, and you have a, you know, you're playing against the Bat Rider, you're just in a lot of trouble.
Am I crazy?
What?
Don't worry about it.
I'm a professional. I'll call them out. You got the teams the wrong way around.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't you.
was looking at the other screen. I was literally, I was going to talk to him. All of this high-tech equipment so we can tweet stuff like that. You guys know how much I fuck up, and now you guys are going to just instantly start by calling. I was gonna use. I have this secret button. I was going to push the button. I was going to be like, hey, I think we might have this one mixed up. Like, yeah, but I'm the dumb. It's not you. And then I was going to come in with some poop joke, and then everybody was going to be distracted, and then they were going to do a close-up of my face, and then when we came back, it was just going to be switched, and nobody was going to notice. And somebody in chat was going to say, oh, look, it's switched. I'll just be like, shut up, Kyle, and then we were going to be fine, and now Owen just threw it out the window.
I mean, you're right, Ray. This makes so much more sense. You see the PL, you think of each other. As I said, it was like, they've not been doing that.
Okay.
But this is,
that's good.
Production says maybe the teams are sitting in the wrong seats. You know, they're trying to cover for themselves.
That's the thing. That's why I had to double check. You never know what's going on. At least I don't. I prove that time and time again. But let's keep moving on through here. Let's talk about
Sand King. If they're picking Sand King, help this man. Do not leave him alone, bottom. If we saw that with Chaos. You cannot leave Sand King alone. If you put this hero alone, he is going to feed and pretty much have no game. You have to help this hero at the start of the game.
Yeah, but I believe in Lilith. As I say, he's been playing fantastically on the offlane. Yeah. I don't think this man's going to feed.
But one or two sentries and you can't solo.
Yes.
Right? You have to have.
And then you buy a third sentry.
Well, the thing is that also the problem is you can also buy individual dusts as well, which is amazing. It's 90 gold instead of that 180, which used to be like pretty
costly. It hurt.
You can just go for these kills pretty easy on Sand King. So, but I don't think, like you said, Beast Coast. I don't think Schofield will do that. He's going to be playing around him, making sure that Lilith actually has a game.
Yes. So. Okay.
Depending on what hero he is.
Oh yeah, because you're saying Beast Coast. What you think? Lilith and Schofield Sand King.
I mean, it's possible, right? Yeah, that's what I would imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely a Stinger Wrench, 100%. Now that it is on Beast Coast, I will guarantee it is a Stinger Wrench because he is.
And that is definitely the 5-end.
Yes, even especially with Ruik, but Stinger is like one of the only 5s along with, I don't even think Fly plays it anymore, just Stinger. Man, this is an aggressive lot. Beast Coast has already shown, like, we have to win the first 20 minutes of this game or we are in a lot of trouble.
And we've talked about that with this squad time and time again. Have they deviated from that plan much? I got to watch most of the games from my hotel room because I wasn't at groups. I was just watching you guys. I'm not going to lie. I was definitely, I could have been more focused at moments. Do we see a deviation from this game plan from Beast Coast at all?
Not especially. I mean, I've been playing a little more late game, but you still have Hector's hero just 4v5 and let him do his thing, right?
Yeah, he's going to be happy this game too, right? He's versus a PL, so immediately Radiance is already good for him. So whatever hero he plays, the Radiance is going to be nuts.
And they did these sort of drafts where, I want to say at least in 2 of the games of the groups where they were doing it around the Bloodseeker. I think even maybe 3 games they were doing like these drafts around a Bloodseeker core. So very much something that they're familiar with.
What are they looking to grab in their last pick? Any boxes unchecked?
Oh, who's still available in the pool? What you're looking for?
PL things.
Something else.
Things to do with the illusions. That's why we see the Lash ban from Pain.
Yep.
I think that was a really good option that Beast Coast could have.
I hope they don't. I've seen him actually do the Wraith King into PL where he does a Radiance Battlefield build, and it wasn't. I mean, they lost, but I wouldn't say it's the worst. I mean, it's Hector, right? Like you never count him out on that hero. I don't like it here though. So I hope they don't.
What do you say? Play carry Ricky.
Oh, I believe so. I think everyone on NASA does now.
That is
what's our easy
counter here. You know, if he goes Diffusal Battle Fury Ricky this game.
Dude,
that is true.
First Veno.
Yeah, that's a little rough. Wait, so you guys are saying Bloodseeker mid then? Or you mean Bloodseeker?
Yes, you're right.
Because then otherwise, I think something like a Monkey King can work too. That's a hero that can kind of deal with illusions.
Oh, he loves that hero.
And
Chris
loves the Monkey King, right? That's one that's kind of looking pretty decent.
Chris Luck on Monkey King is so much fun because he's in there on the middle lane. He's diving the tower.
They just banned a Zeus. That makes me feel like Tinker or something
might come out. Or something.
Nah, Chris ain't gonna play. He's not Tinker player, is he, Chris?
Well, it could be the Tinker middle. He's gonna go Wind Ranger.
He's gonna go Wind Ranger. Okay, wait, but the Zeus ban is interesting to me then.
I guess just he's going super glass cannon and doesn't want to die to 2 nukes.
Zeus is pretty good against these squishy heroes like the Ench and the Wind Ranger, right? You know,
not in lane, but in the game. Yes, real good in the game.
Because Wind Ranger's not going to be buying any tanky items other than a BKB, right? You don't buy any sort of HP or stats on that hero, so you always have that flat, very squishy HP.
Yeah, and Chris Luck was the one at TI who went brown boots MKB only. Didn't even get the Maelstrom, didn't get anything, just went first item MKB. Just,
that's why we love him.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That's why
the aggression, he lives and dies by it.
So Pain, what are they going to grab here? Well, still looking for their mid, right? Yeah. Because you got Tiny Tree, so and
Venom in the offlane, yeah.
Huh. I want something to be like something that can also move around with it.
I want a bit more catch. How about the Kunkka? Yeah, a bit of a grab, you know, a bit of a setup. You're sort of catching out these Bloodseekers when you're just slamming them down with the X combos.
Well, how do you feel about Kunkka?
Yeah, this is obviously more a comfort for Pain.
Not going to have much. I mean, you're going to be really relying on the three middle heroes on the side of Pain for beer playmakers. PL and TA do the same thing. They go and they hit jungle creeps for quite a long time. So that's a little bit of a strange one for me.
This could honestly just be a steamroller. Like if BEASTCOAST wins their lanes, it's going to be like a 25-minute win.
I love these PL and TA seem like really good heroes. I know it's going to be in the jungle, but
the lane, if they win,
it's a Hector to Bloodseeker, right? He's going to be in the jungle. Yeah, sure, he may get involved a little earlier, but he's still going to be pretty farm heavy.
He will be.
I think they can get away with that greed, Pain.
He was pretty aggressive when he played the Bloodseeker the other day, though.
But he did lose.
Did they end up losing that game when he was Bloodseeker?
I think that was the game because I think he only picked it against like Secret and Vici. Obviously, very tough matchups.
Okay.
Fog, it sounds like you're believing in him, though, the Bloodseeker.
I think I'm believing in the pace they can set. I think they have to kick up the pace, though. I think if they even slow down at all, or if they do poorly in the lanes, then I think Pain they take over this game because they have so many space makers for the TA and for that PL. I mean, with the Veno and the tree, they just take up a lot of the map to like pressure at least, and then that leaves a lot of space for these two to farm.
Keep in mind, it's a best of one too.
Yeah,
playing a draft like this in a best of one.
It's scary. You have next to you, but they did it at TI a lot. I believe in them here.
I doubted BEASTCOAST when they had a little bit of an unorthodox draft last time, and it's not that unorthodox this time, and it fits their style. This is a run at you draft.
I'm going to pull my eggs at the basket of HFN PL. I think PL is the most busted carry at the moment, and I think HFN's got enough power to do it here for Pain.
How do you get through the lanes, though?
I think you sort of just hope that Mr. K1 Hector is a little more focused on the farming and less on the fighting. As these guys say, sure, if Hector's ready to go from the start, it's going to be hard for them to get that sort of space. But if he gets sort of sidetracked by the creeps and he's like, oh, I could do a Midas, or if he gets too farming,
no Midas,
it's going to be good stuff for Pain.
All right, well, I'm excited for this. All right, folks, this is a best of one. It is all on the line here. This is going to be our first elimination right after this.
It's time then. Prepare yourself.
Look out.
Steady now. 30 seconds until we are tested by combat.
Oh. Hello, everyone. We were enjoying watching Rich getting spun around in a chair.
Yeah.
This is
very mesmerizing watching
Rich spin. It really was. But this is it.
Tell me all about these two teams. Tell me. This is the L Classic.
This is elimination time, best of one, Pain Gaming versus BEASTCOAST.
I'm just gonna chill. That's how you called it, right?
Well, I don't know necessarily about Classico because, BEASTCOAST is newer onto the scene, but, these players...
the strongest teams, more or less, right?
Yeah, they are, absolutely, absolutely. I'm really excited. We've got Mandy on his TA, which he is very well known for. It's probably his best hero in the mid lane. Interesting to see how it's going to match up with Chris Luck here, for sure. But then, we've got Hector on that Bloodseeker, and he is just, I know how he plays. He's going to be super aggressive. It is important to note,
He has to be, right? He has to be super aggressive because he's playing versus Mandy TA, like you mentioned right now. Mandy TA, and also versus a PL. And Stinger is being stung by King RD right now.
Yeah, they're going for that tri-lane top here. There's only so much that you can heal, so that is going to be the first blood going over to King RD.
Yeah, Enchantress in that position is very easy to take down. She doesn't have untouchable any longer. She has that heal to work with, but these heroes just hit too hard. So it's not easy for him to stay alive on that lane any longer.
Now, is it more likely that we're going to see this Wind Ranger be more active? Because we talked about the Templar Assassin wanting to kind of hang out in the jungle and hit a bunch of those creeps. Are we going to see more of a rotation?
Definitely, it's the way the hero works. Like, you have the TA just stacking and farming, meanwhile Wind Ranger is trying to make plays, right? So, and that's pretty much what the playstyle of Beast Coast should be like in this particular match, because they need to shut them down early on. They need to just win the game early on, because we have all seen this PL.
They should be able to get this kill on this.
Yeah, Rubik already went back, so that Gale was safe. There was no one to deny him. They got a really good kill. I like this rotation from the Veno, but now it opens up the question, where is PL going to farm? Is he going to go top? If he is going to be top, he's going to be playing versus a very farmed Bloodseeker who's top of the network charts right now and is out-leveling him by quite a lot. Did he forget the tree?
Is that a yeah, that's...
He just went for the courier, right?
That was Hector's mithril hammer right there. Yeah. That's going to send him back a lot.
Yeah, he's most likely rushing that Maelstrom build. Yeah, he's probably going for that, and that does set him back quite a lot.
Bottom lane does feel like they want to keep putting pressure on the tower now nearby. So
exactly. They want to start putting pressure on this tier 1. They want to take it so that this Sand King can start rotating across the map and creating space, right? But the Venom is preventing that.
Rupture's going to get used again on the tree, and they should be able to find this kill very, very easily here. Be another kill for Hector. Tried to get the neutral kill, wasn't able to. Mandy hiding out in the mid lane.
He's just creating space. He's not feeding. It's just space creation, right?
And indeed it is. They have a toss here for CRISOL. Another, these couriers are just dropping like flies. They're right back again. Wind runs back up though. CRISOL says better luck next time.
It took him so much time to get that toss off that the wind run was back there.
Oh, HFN, he just cannot cut a break. There are 3 heroes up here in the top lane. Another Blood Ride getting placed down. It should be able to sidestep. It's going to get chased down by Hector, and he's just toast.
Yeah, there was absolutely no one to help him. Tiny was too busy around mid, I suppose. Treant was most likely dead, as he always is. Very unfortunate for the PL. But if you're Pain Gaming, you have to cut your losses and realize that one of your cores is going to be very weak in the mid game after this laning stage. And it's probably the best for PL to be the one, because he catches up and he has a very late power spike. So it's better for your TA and Veno to be strong in the mid game, because these 2 cores will get you to that late game. It's basically how DOTA pretty much always has to be played right now.
Well, it's all about the trust, right? I think I had this conversation with Lacoste at one point where he was saying, you know, even though that, hold on to that thought, right? Here, DAZZ gets used over onto Mandy. He's trying to find the kill on Schofield, but... Oh, he had the toss-up coming out from DAZZ.
What did my bro Lacoste say?
Your bro Lacoste, we were talking about how, you know, you have to trust your team. Because, all right, you're not having a great game right now. Your lane is really just awful, but you have to sacrifice it for the hero that's going to come online first, right?
Yeah, because he was usually the one that everyone sacrificed, so he has to tell you that. Of course. Makes sense, lol.
Shout out to Lacoste.
Yeah, love you, Lacoste.
So interesting, we've seen so much brawling, but we haven't actually seen towers getting picked up just yet. And again, it is only about 11 minutes in. HFN, he just can't do anything, although now making his own rotation. Schofield is going to be able to go and grab himself up a spell. More help is on the way, coming out from Pain. They'll get the toss-up over onto the creep. Schofield is now caught, and Mandy's coming in for a kill. This should be easy for him.
But look, Mox, they just killed the Rubik, and look at how much map is opened up for BEASTCOAST at the same time. CRISOL is just attacking this tower for 30 seconds right now, brought it to 50% HP. These rotations, they're great. They get the Rubik kill, they save the PL, but it's not what you really want to be doing if you're Pain. You'd much rather be farming with this TA right now.
We also have to bear in mind all the outposts going and getting those taken up, but yeah, it definitely feels like there's just so much space right now going over to the side of BEASTCOAST. And it was weird, right? Because, you know, the laning stage, I would say, was pretty firmly in Pain Gaming's hands early on, but it just changed so quickly.
It just changed. It just changed so quickly when the tree died.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
1-1 Кэф на BEASTCOAST.
Там Темпларка решила покупать себе DISSOL первым артефактом. У них имеется чаще Блиндагер из изменения формата лесного фарма. Раньше было удобно фармить эншентов, сейчас надо больше перемещаться, больше по слотам прыгать, и Темпларки стали чаще покупать Блиндагер. В центре.
А куда ты подошел? Ты же под фокус-файром, братишка.
Погибает на верхней линии. Темпларка получает ультимейт от Сикера. Нет видно.
Да, при этом, видимо, задача была просто спугнуть ее из-под башни, использовали клип.
Так там СК уже Т1 внизу забрал.
Да, он уже сломал. И в центре немножко башни бьют. Мне просто кажется, что если будут атаковать сразу там, по 2-3 сторонам...
Трента на всех не
да,
хочет.
Трент просто он не справится. Он же бедолага в одиночку будет этим заниматься. А до репейр-кита еще очень далеко.
Да.
Тяжелая, правда, ситуация. Начинают BEASTCOAST и, правда, очень сильно поднушивать. Но пока у Сикера нет ультимативной, можно немножко передохнуть.
Зато сразу видно, насколько дается опыт в групповом этапе комментирования коллектива BEASTCOAST. Вот аналитики в один голос говорили, я, в принципе, с ними солидарен по поводу пика Пейн. Он сильнее, он интереснее, он мощнее. А Вова говорит, ну, по идее, по красоте BEASTCOAST должны быть лучше. И пока действительно работает. HFN пострадал.
А он не повесил со старта, я понимаю.
Да, так и было. Ну, куда он был? Такой
может быть, да. Ты там можешь где-то на пуши прожать лишний разочек.
На треугольник заходит Руби, хотят его наказать за это. Скорпиус, конечно, выдает в ответ телекинез. Здоровечка не хватит.
Так, разведал, при этом Вардик еще подставил. Пауэршот Мэдди, а Мэдди все, кажется, приплыл. Да, череномастер потек.
Не дотягивает.
И Курьера еще за компанию. Минус 3, Курьер в размен на Рубена. И при этом забирают еще остатки фарма.
Там уже 2 Майлшторма. Ребят, из BEASTCOAST. ПЛу играть вообще не получается.
Это
Файт вообще не смысл заходить, надо просто фармить, искать себе где-то моменты, фармить. А как ты будешь фармить?
Да, где ты можешь фармить? Смотри, твой нижний лес точно оккупирован, ну, ориентировочно, обычно так делают, да, его оккупируют противники. Следовательно, ты там...
The major qualifiers, right? I was doing some casting on my channel, and Pain Gaming took the first spot for the major. So I was coming into this match, and I was like, I don't know how this is going to end up, you know, feeling during all this. Looks like we've got a little bit of a replay over here, though. So you can see Chris.
Yeah, you can see Tiny. He goes back in. He tries to toss Windranger back.
The Windranger ulti.
Yeah, but the ulti is still on him, and he's like, oh, shit. Messed it up.
That's unfortunate for sure. Good aggression, but
they don't look too happy, do they?
No. Well, I mean, they're focused, Lizard. They're in the zone. They're thinking about what they need to do.
I was never in the.
You look happy when you're super focused?
Yeah, I smile when I'm focused.
You really?
Just grinning.
That's creepy. That's very, very creepy. But yeah, you know, again, this is, you know, Mandy's best hero with this Templar Assassin, but it's also one of those heroes that if it starts to fall too far behind, right, it's gonna end up becoming more of a liability. So we said, you know, watch the TA, watch the Venomancer for sure.
Watch the TA and watch the Venomancer as they feed, because that's what has been happening so far. I mean, they're having many problems across the game. The Veno had a decent laning stage, but I have a feeling they're just going to be collapsed upon in the next couple of minutes. It's going to be difficult for them to create enough space for PL and TA to get what they want. The problem with PL and TA, they are two cores that are stronger later on in the game, right? But they need so much. TA, arguably, you can go for the Blink Dagger, but if you go for that Blink Dagger, you aren't farming afterwards. And if you don't get a couple of pickoffs, you just fall off. And they already have one core that's dumpster, that's PL. They need this TA to work, and I don't see the way to make that happen, but I'm always happy to learn.
I mean, that's definitely for sure, you know. The TA and the PL on paper should work because, you know, you have someone who's going to be creating space, it's going to be tempo controller, but it always depends on if you win your lane or not. So if you have two lanes that have failed, I wouldn't say the top lane necessarily...
It went back and forth, but they didn't win it. They definitely didn't win it as well. Yeah. It's not like they crushed it. It's not like the lane went the way they wanted it to go. They did kill the Enchantress a couple of times, but that's nothing.
This is the case, though, like you said, Beast Coast has to, you know, put on the full acceleration, start taking those objectives, use that advantage, because as it gets later and later, you are going to start to run into issues.
I mean, it's difficult. Every single lane right now has a hero that's able to just stay alive long enough on the side of Beast Coast for his teammates to come over, right? And if you try to make a numerical advantage on one side of the map, Beast Coast should have enough time to respond to that. So right now, if you are Pain Gaming, you just have to strategically outmaneuver them.
Let's see if they're going to be able to shoot that plan here.
Yep. Valis, you have to use that veil next time.
Radiant's middle
have a smoke coming out from the side of Beast Coast. Looks like they're going to try to clean through jungle. They know HFN is farming. They don't really have... They have some vision over on the side, actually. They do have it on their spot. So.
Considering how well their laning stage went, they don't really have aggressive wards. They haven't invaded the Radiant jungle, and they didn't put too many of these aggressive wards that will allow them to hunt. But they're hunting.
Oh, look at CRISOL. He's found himself a Phantom Lancer.
Use the mail
up over the tree and get that burst.
He used it.
And there's the tips coming out in classic South American style.
Yep.
Toss up coming out. Stinger's just going to try to heal himself out. They'll use the overgrowth just to kill the Enchantress. I don't know about that. In comes CRISOL already. He's wind running his way over there. He wants a King RD. He's not going to be able to find it just yet.
I think this is one of the worst. Don't know.
That's a rock that is just hemorrhaging. He's just going to go try to TP out. Should be able to, no problem.
I think this is one of the worst lineups to kill an Enchantress after level 6 right now. They literally have to wait for PL.
Well, he used his Veil Lizard, and that's a dead Mandy in the mid lane.
That was too easy for them. Picking off that TA, I don't know what he was doing, why he just walked into them the way he did, but sorry, misclick. Tell me, expert analysis when it comes to mind games.
Sure, it's
South American teams.
Definitely a misclick.
Definitely, right?
Definitely. Again, it's not going to find any space. They just hunt him down, right back in. Nice dodge away, but it's not enough. Lelis is just running away with the game right now. Top lane, Hector is helping out a little bit. Looks like Stinger's just going to spoink on out here. Turns back around with that impetus. Can they get the kill onto the now beautiful Shackle, plus a power shot, and one tiny boop coming out.
They're going at the PL on the mid lane. At the same time, Pain Gaming, they're like, all right, this is our strategy. They kill our PL, we try to kill their position 5. As 3, and they fail. And there's enough time for Beast Coast to come around and punish that movement. It's a rough spot for Pain Gaming right now.
Definitely is, and this is an elimination match too, so you've got to be feeling that pressure right now. This is to basically, you know, it's the spot.
I actually forgot its elimination in the middle of this match. I'm like, all right, they can think about the next game, but there's no next game for him.
No, and this is the chance to represent South America in the Leipzig Major.
All right, so what do? You spam your snakes on the high ground, you get a repair kit, you heal it.
Oh, what a chance to walk into a tiny right there.
Yeah, but you can see, like, just 2 minutes ago I said they had no aggressive wards. Look at the map now. They have these 2 observers on the left and the right side of the Radiant jungle, and you just can't leave your base. You can't leave your base if you aren't smoked as Pain Gaming. And that's why TA is just all the way around. You see the triangle, she's just farming away. Everywhere else is not safe for her.
There's no place on this map that's safe for any of them. You know, how many times has HFN just walked outside, hit a camp, and just they show up immediately?
But I love Mandy's resolution and his mindset. He's just farming wherever he can. He understands that this game is just almost over, but he isn't giving up at all. He's just giving his best.
I'm already putting up those Serpent Horns, trying to keep some vision, obviously, and also just keep them off the tower for as long as they can. But I don't know. Look at CRISOL. He's got a haste rune. He's looking for Mandy. Does he have? No. Not gonna be able to get it.
Nighttime, sadly, for him.
Oh, very good for Mandy.
Who also almost has his Desolator completed. Especially now when they saw the Wind Ranger rotate towards bottom, they open up a little bit, they go outside of their base, but they have to be super careful. By the way, nice item to get, Ring of Aquila, and pretty nice item to get to boost them up just a little bit at least. They need any help.
Yeah, I was going to ask guys, what tier 2 items do you think would give, you know, Pain Gaming a little bit more of a chance here against Shackle?
I think they got him. They got the Aquila, they got the Philosopher's Stone as well. You already have to be thinking about super late game if you're Pain Gaming, and these items definitely do help out. Well, Aquila helps you out right now a little bit, but Philosopher's Stone can help this Treant get at least to 2,000 net worth in the next few minutes.
Well, we have the Diffusal Blade that is completed. Oh, Imclaw, that's a nice pickup for the side of East Coast here. That's one thing
that's
I really
great pickup. Just give it to
like about Hector here, the fact that, you know, he's in the jungle, but he's also very, very active early. And I know that's something that Grant was saying earlier, watching the other teams. It's like, okay, they found their minutes. When did they find it? Like 15 minutes in? They just weren't spending any time in the jungle, but they're doing both very well. Now, overcaught. They're going to throw back here onto CRISOL. Can they find the kill? There's going to be ultimate coming up from King RD, and they've got the overgrowth dropping down that blood right. Do a couple more hits here, but they do manage to take down CRISOL. Hector wants in. He wants King RD. He needs one more hit, and he'll find it. Schofield gets the kill on King RD.
Yeah, but if you're paying, you're super happy with this. You just traded your offlaner for their mid, and you're super far behind. You're 16k behind 20 minutes in. You're satisfied with that trade. And also, you were just speaking about Hector and how he has to be aggressive. In that exact moment, he was a little bit too busy hitting creeps in the jungle. And by the time he rotated, the Wind Ranger was already dead. But they have to at least respect Pain Gaming a little bit. They have crushed them in the laning stage, but there's still some firepower left in Pain Gaming. They still can take down the Wind Ranger. She's squishy enough.
Oh, for sure,
but
for sure.
The BKB is coming up very soon. Wind Ranger should have it in one item, I believe. Look at that, almost Jules completed the Rubik with Imp Claw, just running around normal stuff.
Just a classic day in SA. But no, like you said, I think part of that was the fact that Donao was just in that perfect position to be out of position, so to speak. I don't think they were necessarily quite ready to go engage, but BKB getting picked up on Hector too, this just became much harder for the side of Pain Gaming, if it wasn't already difficult enough.
That's what you're waiting if you're BEASTCOAST. You're waiting for BKB on Bloodseeker, BKB on Wind Ranger, and you're pretty much set. You're ready to go. At the same time, if you're Pain Gaming, you kind of want that Blink or BKB on TA. I don't even know if Blink is much of a help. I think he needs BKB as soon as possible.
He's got that queued up, I believe, is the BKB next item.
So Mandy will be going for that BKB, but it's going to much, much later. 19 minutes, fastest time on a hero, 9 minutes.
That feels bad. But you know, props to Mandy. He's still got his eyes on his prize. He's getting these items. It's just very, very difficult. And fighting at a choke point does not seem like that's a great idea. And then there's going to be the Rupture coming out. K1, he's ready. They have the TP, they have the the lift, and that's the dead Mandy. And that's immediately going to turn into an objective. You can see Pain Gaming, they're all running to their high ground.
They have everything they need. They have the BKBs, they just made a pickoff on the TA.
Look how fast HFN just sees Meltamage chasing him right back. BKB comes out from Hector. He wants this kill. He's going to go all the way to the fountain to get it. And he'll find it. They'll turn back around. 444 will fall. At the center gets used by Lewis as he chases down King RD. They're just running all over them. And look at that. 40-something hit points. This feels like massacre.
This looks very rough for Pain Gaming. Literally reminds me of one of my ex-teams.
I'm sorry to bring back trauma in your life.
I'm traumatized.
Oh no.
At least it feels a little bit better just watching it from the sidelines, but yeah, BEASTCOAST definitely performed so well in this game.
They look like they came very prepared today, for sure.
Yeah, this aggressive style that they have really suits them. They just run across the map in the enemy jungle so early on. And for that to happen, they need to win the lanes. And they definitely did have a very, very good laning stage. Pain Gaming, they did draft themselves a little bit in this. They did get pretty much 3 very greedy cores, and now they're paying the price for that. They need to find a way to get to the late game, but they are already one side down. And
I mean, it does help that they have, they have the Venom Wards right for high ground to try to, push them back a little bit. You have the living armor that you put on the towers, but they deal so much damage. Like, you look at Hector's net worth, he's 17k right now, as opposed to HFN, who's 7k.
Yeah, those Venom Wards and Treant armor, they help out when you're setting up for a defense, right? You know that they're coming, you start spamming Venom Wards, then you start spamming Tree Armor, and you delay the push, and you try to nuke them down and just repel them away. However, when they take down your TA so close to your high ground, they just collapse on your tier 3s, and you don't have time to respond with Venom and Treant.
Did she go for the Blink Dagger?
Yeah, in the end.
She went for the Blink Dagger.
Mandy bought the Blink Dagger in the end. But it just feels a little bit too late. You can see that Bloodseeker has that Manta as well as the BKB, so you can't really control him. The Treant isn't going to be nearly as effective as a few minutes ago, as he can either choose BKB or Manta out of all of his spells. Then he's fine.
Outpost time. Chris Lucky is trying. This could be a good pickoff. It's going to be the Aegis getting dropped. The rest of the team, though, showing up. The blink away coming out from Mandy. He's trying to run himself out. Is going to throw down that sentry ward. He turns around. He just tries to man fight, but they're going to be able to get the shackle off. And just Hector comes back on in and says, I'll take that. Thank you. Lelis playing a little bit with the side. Pain Gaming here is going to get hold of him to place. Goes for that epicenter, and he's just going to get beat down. So might end up actually falling. He's taking a lot of damage, though, from all 4 of these heroes. He is so tanky.
Is coming.
Oh, he's coming. Lowett, he will eventually get taken down, but in comes Hector, and he says, speedy boy. 444 gonna get chopped down into pieces. They're going right back in. Look at this Hector. He wants King RD. Nothing's gonna stop him. He goes right in there. Does need to back up, though. We'll drop the blood right. HFN, he's getting blocked. Can he get himself away fast? But these Mjolnir procs coming out. There's gonna be the taking down HFN. They're giving it. There it is. There's the rampage.
Then they call
beautiful. The PG comes out. BEASTCOAST looking beastly in this best of 1.
They just did what they do the best. Went with this super aggressive playstyle, and they picked the heroes to perfectly complement that. The Bloodseeker plus the Wind Ranger allowed them, after that good laning stage, to just completely collapse on the side of Pain Gaming's side of the map. Also, that Sand King, they just dominated PL plus Treant too hard. I believe that was one of the fastest whales that I have witnessed, and when you get it that fast, even if you don't